Let's start with Radhika and whatever she needs to add to this topic, please feel free.
Good evening, everybody. My regards to all the members of IHHA and the invited guests. Today, I'm here in front of you in the heart of Rajasthan and would wish to begin by throwing some light on the piousness of this land. This is the same sacred land where Raja Bhartari, or some of us would know him as Rajrishi Bhartari, began his journey of tapasya. He relinquished his kingdom of Ujjain in the favor of his younger brother, Raja Vikramaditya, and in this quest of knowledge, he authored 3 shataks. Shatak would basically mean a Sanskrit poetry with 100 stanzas. He wrote the Rajnetik Shatak when he ruled his kingdom, the Saundarya Shatak when he lived a happy married life with his wife Pingla, and then the Vairagya Shatak when he renounced the world. In his each Shatak, he described in detail the 3 stages of his life, the challenges that he faced, the solutions that he implied, the counter reactions of the society, the ups and downs, and finally his advice for those who wish to pass through these stages of life peacefully, like a ready reckoner, but from a wise man. Today, in this world, in this present day, we have young youth and the teenagers, and there's so much of widespread unhappiness, there's competition, there's detachment, in spite of them all being supposedly masters in fashion and technology. Why so? Because what has not been taught to them in their textbooks is the hidden talent of living a simple, peaceful, contented life. This enlightenment they had to search in their sacred books, in their mythological stories, in historic texts, which none of them wanted to read. Similarly, now if we talk of tourism, going by the G20 theme of Vasudev Kutumbakam, India, Bharat should be seen as the heart of the world, because this is the land where the most ancient civilizations of the world, be it the Indus Valley civilization, Harappan civilization, etc., thrived. So naturally, the Indian culture, Indian customs are the oldest and the most scientific. These golden values, basically the USP of the Indian tourism have been the Indian customs, Indian traditions, Indian music, Indian drama, Indian architecture, and these golden values have to run through the blood of every Bharatiya. And their revival and their protection is the only way forward for Indian tourism. Pre-COVID, we had foreigners flock India and the heritage properties because they enjoyed the traditional hospitality. Post-COVID, there's been a very welcoming change, and the domestic tourist wants to see their own country first. I wish to appeal to every Indian that this is the biggest form of Desh Seva if you decide to explore your own country first. This aids in balanced economic growth and development of small, medium-sized craftsmen and their skills in their art forms. The state government has very magnificently recently developed the Kota riverfront, wherein they've displayed the heritage of that region, which would have otherwise either stayed hidden or would have been forgotten in the due course of time. Similarly, we at Pachar Group are also trying to develop our hotels as educational hubs. The Arambagh Pushkar displays the ancient civilizations. At Aram Mahal Udaipur, we have literature and display of Indian musical instruments, some of which are although on the verge of extinction, like the sarangi, morchang, etc. At Arambagh Maheshwar, we have a display of the 16 Mahajanpads of the Bharat Varsha, the time period which marked basically the beginning of the Sanatan Dharam. Talking of Mahajanpad, we are currently at the Matsya Mahajanpad, which primarily consisted of the regions of Jaipur and Alwar. Lastly, what I also feel is important is that this legacy has to be passed on to the next generation. Like when we grew up, and many of us who have Rajasthani origin will associate with me, with very little effort, we learned the dialect, some few folk songs, the traditional dance form. But now we are finding it difficult to make our children learn the local dialect, the terminologies, which I thought should have come very naturally to them. I feel the massive responsibility now belongs to us, the present generation, to pass on this legacy to our next generation. For this, we have to take pride in speaking our local dialect. We have to take pride in wearing our traditional costumes. We have to take pride in living the traditional lifestyles, which would otherwise get lost and our children will be left empty-handed. I would wish to end with a Rajasthani saying, मायड़ भाषा लाडली जन जन कंठा हार लाखा लाखा मोल है गाओ मंगलाचार. मीनिंग, हमारी मातृभाषा, मेरी मातृभाषा, हम सबकी मातृभाषा हमारी लाडली है, हम सबके कंठों का हार है, लाखा लाखा अणी की मोल है, अणी को मंगलाचार गाओ. Thank you.
Thank you, Radhika. That was pretty much on theme of, blending the old with the new, taking the good from the old, from our past, and blending it as is relevant to our present times. So